our family is going through. You is opening up old wounds that we are trying to bury. We are trying to bury them. Y'all making my nephew out to be a monster. He is not a monster. Is Antoine a problem child? Of course. Anybody who know us know that. Has Antoine been a problem since day one? Yes. But how did he get that way? Y'all know how he got that way. From watching his father get executed in front of him, but he's not the only one that it done affected. It affected his sister, it affected his mama, it affected all of his siblings. Do you understand what I'm saying? It affected all of them. But this is his story with it. His sister right now is locked up and incarcerated from allegedly helping him. Allegedly helping him. She ain't been right since she seen the murder of her father. I need for y'all to lift this family up in prayer. But right now, our family is going through. You is opening up old wounds that we are trying to bury. We are trying to bury them. Do y'all want to relive this again? Y'all still ain't healed from my brother death. Y'all still ain't healed from his death. And y'all gonna watch this go down in national TV, bro. I'm trying not to get upset because I've been crying all day at work today and I had to flip tables in there. This not his fault, y'all, and I'm not taking no sides. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him. But this not for him, y'all, because trust me, he's scared right now. He's scared. He want to go home because he the type of he will make decisions and think afterwards. Because he not all there. Am I saying he don't know right from wrong? Yes, he know right from wrong. He grown. But the system raised him. He been in jail 14 years of his life. Come home, domestic violence, he back in there. All he wanted to do is see his mom.
Yo, what up, y'all? I'm back with another video. I know you just saw that short clip from one of the inmates who escaped 2 weeks ago from the New Orleans Correctional Facility. Yeah, that was his aunt. Antoine Massey's aunt went on social media to plead for people to stop trying to make her nephew seem like he is a monster. Well, I'm sorry to say, but if the shoe fits, what is the saying? Wear it, right? I looked up his rap sheet, and when I tell you it's an extensive rap sheet, and there are so many charges on there that I will not begin to read them off, but you should just know that you can actually look it up too because it's public knowledge. Yes, it is public knowledge. Everything that he has done, everything he's been charged with is public knowledge. And so it brings me to make this video because I want to bring to light the issue and the problems that are going on in our community, the issues and the problems that are going on with these young kids who see and experience trauma like Antoine Massey did. His father, who was deleted in front of him, in front of his sister, in front of his mother, in front of his entire family, has had a major role in this young man's upbringing. We know and understand this. I also have had trauma and experienced some negative trauma when I was younger. But I grew up differently because I had a different mindset. See, Antoine Massey does not have the same mindset that I have. He does not have the same mindset that you have. He does not have the same mindset that other people who grew up in trauma, who grew up with trauma, who grew up in those neighborhoods where it was easy to get into trouble, where guns were accessible to the youth, where violence was a way of life. See, he did not have the same mindset because we all deal with different types of trauma differently. We all grow up with trauma. Everyone does and everyone has. It just all depends on how you deal with it, because I've always said that it's not what happens to you in life. We all know there are things that happen to us that we cannot control. Things that are out of your control, things that you cannot seem to change, even though you may try. But there are ways that you can react to said things that will affect your life. See, Antoine Massey experienced this growing up, and he saw his father deleted execution style in front of his face. And instead of him deciding to do better, instead of him deciding to go down a different path, to go down a different road, and even seek help, and I do blame the people around him for this. I do blame his family members, his aunts, his uncles. I do blame his mother for not getting him the help that he needed, especially since he was so young and experienced that trauma. Even his sister, she should have received the help that she needed too. See, a lot of people will talk negatively about counseling. They will speak negatively about therapy, about seeking help, when in actuality, it is a good thing. It's a good thing for all of us. We all need therapy. Trust and believe. We all need to sit there and talk to somebody, because sometimes that will allow you to reflect on the trauma that you have experienced. It will allow you and help you to see what that trauma is doing to you internally, because we are all fighting demons. We all have those demons within us, do we not? I know you do, and I certainly do, especially because of the trauma that I've experienced growing up. From the death of a loved one, from fights in school all the time, from seeing people deleted right in front of you, from selling drugs, from being profiled on the streets, from being called names, from dealing with racism. We all have dealt with some type of trauma growing up. But again, it all depends on how you react to said trauma. It all depends on how and what you do in order to mold yourself into the type of human being that you would like to see. Whenever you look in the mirror, you can look at yourself and sleep peacefully. But that's not what Antoine Massey did. He chose the violent life. He chose the violence. And again, I do blame those around him, because sometimes it takes a community to raise a child. Yes, we all know this. I know you've heard that saying before. It takes a community to help raise a child, which means everyone around that child, every adult, needs to take and play part in that child's upbringing, because that child may need your help. That child may need my help. All the charges that he got, trust and believe, they didn't just come from out of nowhere. They saw signs of this. Everyone around him, all the adults around him, they saw signs of his anger. They saw signs that he would react with anger to everything. And see, that is, I believe, a defense mechanism for a lot of people who have dealt with trauma. Instead of trying to deal with things civilly, they will get angry. And anger does what? Anger usually leads to violence. And so whenever you meet violence with violence, the only thing you can get out of it is tragedy. And this is a tragic story of a young man who grew up experiencing trauma, like seeing his father get deleted, and then growing up to do the same thing to other people, to reenact violence on other people. Even the criminal domestic violence charges that he has, I'm pretty sure he's been beating on his woman, his wife, whoever she is, the mother of his children, whoever she might have been. I'm pretty sure he was beating on her. And so that landed him where? In prison, in jail. And that's where he was sitting. For 12 years, this man has been locked up. For 12 years, he's been dealing with the prison system. For 12 years, no one thought to seek the help that he needed. No one thought to help him seek the help that he needed, to seek the therapy that he needed. And I'm pretty sure it's too late by now. And whatever he is doing while he is out on the run, yes, he's out on the run right now. Because if you're not familiar with the story of the 11 inmates who escaped from the New Orleans correctional facility, two of them are still on the run. 9 of them have been caught already. 9 have been caught, 2 are still out on the run, and they are still running. And I don't know where they're going to run to, because sooner or later, you will get caught. You will be caught, and you are making things worse on yourself. See, there are cameras everywhere. Just like I'm in front of a camera right now, everyone's in front of a camera on a daily basis. There are cameras everywhere. Cameras are capturing our faces and everything. Yes, why do you think they were working on facial recognition? It is exactly for this. They even have video footage of the men who escaped and what they did. They know exactly, they have video footage leading up to exactly what those men did, because facial recognition is a real thing. It can pinpoint you wherever you are. And so Antoine Massey, I'm pretty sure wherever he's hiding, trust and believe, you are going to get caught. And now you got your sister in trouble, because she just recently got locked up for helping him. See, she helped him not escape, but she helped him evade the law. She helped him evade the law. The inmates escaped through a wall due to faulty plumbing in that prison system. But then you had people on the outside who helped them evade the law, who helped them hide. You had people who helped them stay on the outside instead of telling them, look, you need to go back in there because you cannot hide. You cannot run and you cannot hide. And if you do run, how long do you think you're going to last? Because you can't get a job, you don't have any money, and especially being broke, you cannot stay out on the run for long. Everyone knows this. And these men, I'm pretty sure, are broke. So how are you going to stay out on the run for as long as you want to? You can't. You will soon get caught. You will eventually be caught. And it's so sad to see his aunt on social media pleading with people to let things be, to leave her nephew alone because he's not a monster. Well, I'm sorry to say, but the tell of the tapes tell a different story. The tapes tell a different story. He grew up to be a monster. That's exactly what he grew up to be. And she also said that he does not know what he's doing, but he does know what he's doing. Well, that's a contradiction because he's either sane or he's insane. Which one is it? We have to choose and decide which one he is in order to deal with him appropriately, because I promise you, if somebody out on the street sees him and they recognize him, it's going to be problems and it's going to be trouble. Because if you approach him lightly, there's no telling what he can do to you. And then if you approach him in a deadly way, there's no telling what you will do to him. See, it's a lose-lose situation for everybody. And so his aunt actually needs to be pleading with him to turn himself in. That's crazy, right? Because you did not see that in the video at all. She was not pleading for him to turn himself in, which he should definitely do, because whenever they catch up to him, he is just going to get more time added onto the time he was already serving. And that's trouble in its own way. That means that this young man is never going to get the help that he needs, and no one is going to help him seek the help that he needs. I pray that everything works out for everyone involved in this, including his sister, including his mother and his family, and even his child. Until next time. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.